Hi, I am Mirjam, and this is going to be a 30-minute flow for your first trimester of pregnancy. So, likely, the first trimester is not the easiest one, and it's not a walk in the park usually. So, um, many women don't share about it as they're not sharing openly about their pregnancy during that stage, but it's super normal to feel extremely nauseous, extremely tired, moody, angry, crying. Um, Maybe you're anxious about the changes that are going to happen. No matter what, you're not alone, and it's fine to come to the mat and to practice, even when you're not feeling your best. So if you're joining me today on the mat and you're just taking a few minutes to sit up straight and to connect to your breath, that is already great. So let's get started. We're gonna start seated. You can take a blanket if you want to sit more comfortably. Any blanket does the work, does the job. So you can just take any towel you have at home. Everything is fine. So the goal is that your hips can be higher than your knees. You can even stack them up and use two or three. So at first, just close your eyes for a moment. And I know, being pregnant myself, that sitting still is not always easy in pregnancy. We're just going to stay shortly, briefly. But take a moment to check in with yourself. How are you? How does your body feel? How's your emotional state? And no judgment, everything is fine. This is a place where you're welcome no matter how you are. And allow your seat to be relaxed and see if you can sit up a bit taller. Good, and you can open your eyes. Lift your left arm up. Take your right hand to the floor. Inhale here. And exhale, just easy, super easy stretch over. So this 30 minutes, they're going to be basic and easy, accessible for everyone. Just slightly tilt your upper body forward. So the stretch changes from the side more towards the back. Inhale, come up. And exhale, go to the other side. Take your right arm up and reach over to your left. And then gently tilt forward. And this is not about perfection. This is just you getting into your body. Take your arms out wide. Take your right arm underneath the left and then bend your elbows. And if you can, slide your hand, wrap your hand around the left wrist as well. If that's not there, that's fine. You can just wrap one time. Once you're here, lift your elbows up slightly higher and plug the arm bones back into the shoulder socket. And just take a moment to check in with your breath. We're inhaling and exhale through the nose. The breath does not have to be deep. Just by paying attention, it is deepening already. Inhale, arm the arms. And take this time left elbow underneath the right. Wrap twice if available. Lift elbows up. Plug the arm bones back into the shoulder socket. And then if you can, take your hands slightly off your face. Good. And release. Take the blanket away to the side. And then come onto all fours, hands and knees. Spread your fingers widely. Place your hands shoulder width apart. Your knees should be hip width apart. And just a few gentle stretches. You can drop the belly down, chest down, and lift the hips up. And then exhale, round your spine. With your arms, you're pushing the floor away strongly. And as well here, you can do it really softly, so it's not very visible, the movement, or you can do big movements, whatever feels right to you. As you exhale, push the floor away with the arms strongly round your spine. Inhale, drop the belly, drop the chest, lift the chin, and exhale, push the floor away. Last time. Eventually come to center, to neutral, and then tuck your left toes under and lift your right leg up. Good. So you want to have the foot as if you want to place the back foot against the wall, so you're not pointing. Lift your left arm up, thumb is facing upwards, and make a long line from your right heel to your left thumb. Place left hand down, right knee down, tuck the right toes under, lift the left leg up, right arm up, right thumb up. Lengthen your body by reaching from your right thumb to your left heel, creating length. Hand down and knee down. This time, only the leg, right leg up. Open the right toes to the side, and so the hip is going to open. Inhale here, and then exhale, pull the knee forward and as high as you can. Inhale, lengthen, square the hip. Open the right foot to the side, bend your right knee, and take your right knee forward. Inhale, long, square the hip. Exhale, open, and bend your knee as high and as far forward as you can. Inhale, long, and exhale, place it down. Other foot, left leg up. Inhale here, open the left foot to the side. Exhale, bend your right knee forward. Inhale, make your leg long, square your hips. Open the left foot. As you exhale, bend your knee and reach forward as high as you can. Last one, inhale, square. Open, exhale, bend. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, place it down. And we're going to push to the first down dog. So go up. Again, hands are shoulder width apart. And then feet are hip width apart, but bend your knees to start with. And then into that, lift your sitting bones up. So you can feel that there is a slight curve in your lower back. With that, you're lifting the sitting bones, and with your arms, you're pushing the floor away strongly. Take a moment. And then walk your hands back to your feet to meet your feet. Uttanasana. So likely you will not feel your belly already. If you do, you can just take a slightly wider stance. That's fine. But if belly is still flat or almost flat, you can keep your feet hip width apart and just bow. Same story, keep the knees bent to begin with and drop your head. Strong legs. Inhale, come up all the way. Arms over your head. And exhale, release. Come to the front of your mat. And then take your left foot back for a high lunge. Now I want you to be aware that the back leg is straight. And just to feel the difference, bend your left knee for a moment and then make it straight. Again, bend it and make it straight. So for this pose, we want the back leg to be fully straight. So this is the thing, back heel high, but then keep the back leg high and straight, but sit down lower in your right leg. Good. Take your arms up. Square the hips. And then stretch the legs apart strongly so you feel your strength, you feel your power, which is still there somewhere. And then you can drop the right arm, inhale here, and exhale, reach over to the right slightly. Reach your right hand back up. And then take your left hand to the wooden floor. So the left hand is not on your mat anymore. It's off. So there is a lot of space between foot and hand for your belly, so there is no twisting, but you take your right arm up now. Still spread the legs apart strongly, and then lengthen your spine and open the chest. Take your right hand down. Walk slightly closer towards your right foot, and then you can stay on your hands, or if that's there for you, if that's available, you can come onto your elbows. Come back up to your hands, and then come back up. Step your left foot back to the top. Tadasana. Take your right foot back for the other side. Same story. Bend your back knee first, and then make it straight. Bend it again, so you really feel the difference of what it means to have a bent knee or a straight leg. You keep it straight, back heel is high over the ball of the foot, and then keeping that, you sit down lower in your left leg. Take your arms up. Arms are fully straight. So not bent, fully straight, close to ears. Spread the legs apart and into the floor. Take your left hand down. Inhale here. And exhale, slightly reach over to the right. Take the left hand back up. And then this time, you take the right hand onto the floor, quite far off to the side. So there is a lot of space. And then with that, stretch the legs apart again and take the left arm up. The legs are steady, the legs are your base. So stay with the base, but then you can lengthen your spine and even open your chest. Even look up. Take your left hand back down. Walk closer to your left foot. You can either stay here or come down onto the elbows. Okay, come back up and into down dog. This time you can straighten the legs, reach the heels towards the floor, and with that, lift the kneecaps up and sitting bones up. With your arms, you push the floor away strongly. Relax your neck. And again, don't forget your breath. With your next inhale, walk your hands back to meet your feet. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up, arms overhead. And exhale, release. Now we come to the center of the mat. Turn to the side. And take a wide-legged stance. So the stance should be wide enough. Many women go too narrow. So you can check by spreading your arms out. Your ankles should be around underneath your wrists. So you go wide enough. Turn your left toes in, right toes out. Inhale here and exhale, bend your right knee and place the right elbow on top of the right leg for an adaptation of Parsva Konasana. So you see again, the back leg is fully straight, front leg is bent. If it's too much, you can ease out of the pose. I would not normally allow that, my students, but pregnancy is special, so you have to listen to your body. That's one of the most important things we can learn. Take your left arm up, and then exhale, reach your left arm over your left ear. You can look up or down, whatever serves your neck. Keep your legs strong. Inhale, come back up. Turn the left toes in. Right toes in, left toes out. Bend your left knee this time. Place your left elbow on top of the left leg. Keep the right leg high and engaged. as you can reach your left sitting bone more forward. Right arm goes up and eventually over your right ear. Spread the legs apart and push them down as you lengthen your spine. Maybe, if your neck allows, you can even look below your arms towards the ceiling. Strong legs. Inhale, come up. Turn your feet parallel. And now, if you have a block nearby, I suggest you take a block. If not, don't worry. You can take 2 books, or you can even do without. So I suggest you place the blocks to the center. And then there is a tendency as we bow forward to just lean into the legs, and I want you to keep the legs working. So you lift the kneecaps upwards. You lift all the muscles of your legs upwards towards the hips, and even lift the sitting bones up. So your legs are on fire. They're working. Inhale, lengthen. And then exhale, you can drop in between. For sure, you can take your hands down if you want to, but the blocks, they kind of give a nice leverage for your spine. Really good. Slowly come back up. And you can turn the feet back together. Good. Come to the front of your mat. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, fold. Step back into down dog. And then inhale, come into a plank. And exhale back into down dog. One more time. Inhale, plank. And exhale, down dog. And then take a quick child's pose, knees out wide, feet together, and then you can bow in between. If you want, you can even make with your hands a little pillow for your head to come onto a cheek or to rest your forehead. Just stay here for a moment and see how not much is needed to deepen the breath again and to find back to your body in a different way than just the obsessing about what it means to be pregnant. So you're back into your more regular self. Good. And then take your time to come up. Sit down. And we're going to go to Baddha Konasana. So you bring your knees out wide and your feet together. You can have your feet like a half open book. Hold the feet. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. If you want to deepen the pose, you can lengthen the legs to the side and even push them a bit further down to the floor. Not pushing too much, but so you feel that you're expanding and you're growing this stretch. Even lengthen your spine out of your hip. And bow. Good. Come up. And then we're going to do a little bit of hip opening, which is a double pigeon. So you can make your shin, place it down so it's parallel to the edge of your mat. Any edge is fine. And then you can place your right shin on top. So for some people, this will look like this. And for others, the knee is down on the foot. I'm kind of in between. So everything is fine. And then you can manually widen the seat. So you're taking the flesh of your seat out a little bit. Sorry. And then inhale, lengthen. And exhale, just slightly lean forward. So you feel it immediately as when you lean, how to stretch, the deepening in the hips. You will feel it stronger. Slowly come back up. And then switch. Right shin down, left shin on top. You could even imagine you're sitting in between a really narrow door frame, and both of the feet are touching the frame of the door. So that's the goal. The goal is that the inner edge of the foot is as much facing to the side as the outer edge of the foot. So not like that, but like that. Inhale, lengthen. Maybe even widen the flesh again. And exhale, fold. And again, make the palms flat. It will immediately ground you. Good. Gently come back up. We'll do a little bit of a back bend, a bridge. So you can untangle the legs, come to the side, and lie down. So lying down, you want to have your knees bent, feet parallel, and then you can place the elbows down, fingertips facing up to the ceiling, and then you can push down and lift your hips up. As soon as the hips are up, walk your shoulders closer together behind your back, and you use your elbows strongly against the floor. All corners of your feet are down onto the floor, and you're using that base to push down and to lift the hips and the chest. And slowly lower. And you can bring the feet as wide as the mat and allow the knees to lean against each other. So we'll go one more time. As pregnancy will proceed, less likely you will be lying on your back. So this is a good moment to still enjoy those moments where you can lie on your back and do a back bend. Bring your feet parallel again. Place the elbows down, fingertips up, and lift your hips. As soon as the hips are up, walk the shoulders closer together behind your back. Use your elbows, your head, your shoulders, and your feet to ground down to lift the hips, tailbone, and chest up. And lower down. Feet as wide as the mat. Allow the knees to lean against each other, and then you can rest your hands on your rib cage. And you can roll onto your left side. And then never sit up without the help of your hands. So you're using your hands to help your body to get up. Last few poses. So we're going to do Upavishta. So you're taking a wide-legged seat. And then if you don't go that wide, don't worry, you can come in more narrow. And if you need to sit up slightly higher because you're rounding your lower back too much, then again, you take the towel or the blanket, make it nice, make it even, and then you can just sit on top. It's quite nice for almost everyone. And then make sure that the toes and the kneecaps face up. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold forward. Same story, make your palms flat. Then as you're here, keep your legs working. So the muscles of your legs are not chilling here. They're engaged, you're lengthening, you're lifting in towards the hips Toes are up, kneecaps are up, and then even lengthen your spine. And maybe walk slightly further forward with your hands and bow. Slowly come back up. Take your hands underneath your knees. Help the legs to lift. Come feet together. And then we gonna rest. So for Shavasana, if you're still comfortable on your back, you can totally lie down. And if you're already not feeling good anymore on your back, you can come onto your left side. And I find it quite nice to place something in between my legs. So anything does, a pillow, a bolster, a blanket, anything. And then you can lie down. And just take a moment to rest. It's deeply needed in pregnancy for everyone, but especially in pregnancy. So for sure you can stay here longer. We're gonna stay here for 2 minutes. And if you want to rest for more, you just switch off and stay. Shavasana is not always easy. So for some people, asana comes easy to them to move, and for others, the resting part is easier. So if you have a hard time to stay down, know that this is part of the practice too. And now it's your turn to stay on it and allow your body not just the movement, but also the other part, the relaxing and the letting go. So if you're on your back, slowly come back to your breath. Maybe move toes and fingertips. If you're on your side, just come back to this moment. Those on your back, turn to your left side. And then everyone, with the help of your arms, come back up to a seat. Close your eyes for just one more moment. Bring your palms to touch. And then first and foremost, bow to yourself for making the effort, for taking the space, and looking after yourself.